Now let me conclude the lesson by summarizing a few important aspects of white box testing. The first important aspect is that white box testing works on a formal model, the code itself, or models derived from the code. So when we do white box testing, we don't need to make subjective decisions, for example, on the level of abstraction of our models. Normally, we simply represent what's there. And so what we obtain are objective results and objective measures. As I also said at the beginning, coverage criteria allows us to compare different test suites, different sets of tests, because I can measure the coverage achieved by one test suite and by the other, and then decide which one to use based on this measure. And again, remember, these measures are not perfect, but they at least give you an objective number, an objective measure of the likely effectiveness of your tests. So even though achieving 100% coverage does not mean that you identified all the problems in the code, for sure, if your level of coverage is 10%, for example, for statement coverage, that means that you haven't exercised 90% of your code, and therefore that you're releasing a piece of software that is inadequately tested and likely to be of inadequate quality. We also saw that there are two broad classes of coverage criteria: practical criteria that we can actually use, and theoretical criteria that are interesting from a conceptual standpoint, but that they're totally impractical. They're too expensive to be used on real-world software. And finally, as we also said at the beginning, one of the great things about white box testing and coverage criteria is that they are fully automatable. There are tools that can take your code, instrument it automatically, and when you run your test cases, they will tell you what is the level of coverage that you achieved with your tests at no cost for you. So there's really no reason not to measure coverage of your code.